going to welcome to the DXB Today sofa Ryan Perkins, the Chief Executive Officer of the Global Pulse Confederation. Hey, good to see you, Ryan.
Great to see you, Len.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.
Now, Ryan, this is something like I've been an advocate of pulses for many, many years. A lot of people like their rice and their grains, but pulses have been my thing. So tell us about the pulse revolution and how you're really pushing this.
Well, first of all, I'm thrilled to hear that you're so passionate about pulses and you're an avid consumer, because I think part of what we do at the Global Pulse Confederation is trying to raise awareness of the whole entire pulse industry. Speaking for myself, I grew up not necessarily even knowing what that word pulse meant, and understanding that like the specific crops within the pulse industry, such as some of the ones that I brought here today to look at, the lentils, chickpeas, peas. When you start talking about that, people know about those sorts of individual crops, right? But there's a massive increase of consumption that's happening around the world and production, and predominantly that's driven by the incredible nutritious benefits that I'm thrilled to be talking about, the environmental and sustainability aspects of it all. So everywhere you look in regards to talking about pulses, there's a positive story to tell, and I'm happy to share that story as much as I can.
Amazing. I want to quickly ask, okay, because I've always been a healthy eater, but there has been a few myths surrounding pulses. One of which is that it's not a complete protein profile, unless it's eaten with a grain. There are some other myths as well about it not being it's like an anti-nutrient or something along those lines. Can you kind of bust those myths for us when it comes to pulses?
Absolutely. Now, pulses is one of the best forms of plant protein that you can consume. What's great about it is that you can consume it as a hero dish, so it's as a whole food, but you can also have it as a complementary dish to whatever else you might be consuming or might be having in a meal. It's rich in protein and fiber. It has incredible nutrients in regards to vitamins and minerals as well. So it's high in folate, iron, magnesium, potassium. So there's incredible nutrient benefits. When you talk about gut health, like we're all talking about gut health, right? It's very much, the probiotics. Yeah, it's very much on the tip of everyone's tongue, and that for your gut microbiome, your digestive system. It slows down your digestive system, so you get fuller quicker. So you eat less essentially as well, which is good, and your overall gut health. So. Yeah, look, I can absolutely bust those myths, because the nutrition profile, it is one of the best sources of plant-based protein you can source.
Fantastic.
And Ryan, we've seen now a surge of people shifting to vegetarian or plant-based diets. So do you have any stats about how many people are cutting down on meat or turning vegetarian? And how does Pulse fit into that gap?
Yeah, it's interesting. So there's about almost, I think, 1.5 billion vegetarians/vegans in the world now. So it's a huge number. I think it's roughly 22% of the global population. And if you go to countries like India, it's 42%, obviously much higher. But I mean, we don't necessarily advocate that people need to become vegetarians. I mean, if people want to make those choices, then that's fantastic. But I think, the great thing about consuming pulses is that it offers that variety of choice, So as I said, you can still choose to consume animal protein if that's what you wish. But what I would say is everybody should increase their pulse consumption, right? Because we need a balanced, nutritious diet. And if you're getting sources of protein from that side over there, then you should absolutely try to balance that up with more plant-based protein in your diet as well. And pulses is an amazing way to do that. So it's a fantastic way to get a balanced, nutritious diet.
So Ryan, I'm interested in your journey with the Confederation as well. How did it first start in Dubai, in the UAE? And why did you choose this? Why did you become a part of this?
Well, the Confederation actually was formed in the 1960s. So there's over 60 years of history of the Confederation. But we're a proud partner of DMCC and part of the Dubai family here as well. From a personal point of view, it's about, the work we do is incredibly impactful. So I'm very passionate in regards to representing the industry from a trade perspective as well. We do a lot of advocacy on trade and tariffs and working with governments, but it's also about giving back to the impact work we do. So we do a lot of work on food security, nutrition, the climate space. You know, I'd love to talk about the environmental and the climate benefits of pulses. We're doing a lot of works with governments on school meal programs in a lot of countries around the world. So there's like so much impact that these wonderful super crops can have. And like for me, it's the reward of being able to be involved in an organization that's creating impact is the motivation, is all the motivation I need.
So we're hearing big buzzwords now at the moment of like clean eating and farm to table. This is, you know, what one of the main concepts of today's show is about. But I'm interested to know how do pulses fit into that, and also how can like families kind of integrate pulses into their everyday life and dining?
Well, I can speak from personal experience because I'm going through this with my own family. You know, I've got 2 young kids, and I know it's not easy getting them to eat nutritious food, I can tell you. So we've looked at ways of how we can incorporate pulse-based meals into our weekly schedule, if you like. And there's sort of 2 ways I think you can do it. Is you can make them hero dishes as part of your dinners. Like, so, for example, like we did had a beautiful lentil salad the other night, and we did chickpea taco night.
Nice.
The other one we do is pizzas, right? So we do a family pizza night, and we've kind of got to this point now where we alternate. One is a traditional dough we'll make with our lovely pizza oven outside, but then the other one we'll do with like a chickpea-based piece.
Okay.
And the kids don't notice the difference; they love it. So that's that side of it. And I think the other side is there's so many different snack options now. You know, we all got a propensity to eat junk food, and my kids love eating chips and all those. You know, we all do, right?
But they do chickpea crisps.
Well,
and,
lentil chips,
lentil chips.
so all these, and the kids love it. So
Yeah.
you know, these are the sort of ways that we should be looking to incorporate more healthy, nutritious items in our diet, and you know, which cuts out some of the junk food we might eat, and brings in nutritious pulses.
Do you have a favourite yourself?
I like eating like there's like roasted chickpeas. You know, so I love eating hummus as well. But you've got those roasted. It's like eating like your salted cashew nuts or something. You can have the roasted chickpeas. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, right. A bit of cayenne pepper.
Yeah, and that's
salt.
that can be like a little pre-dinner snack or a little, you know, beautiful.
Yeah.
So Ryan, like looking forward ahead in the future, how do you see Pulse's role in shaping the food industry in the future and the way that we see food and consume food?
I think we've got a vital role to play. One of the things about pulses is they are incredibly, they're cheap to produce, right? So they're extremely affordable. So that's key. They use very less water, so they're drought resistant crops. So you don't need much water either. So if you look at it from a sustainable farming perspective, you look at the way we need to feed our population with nutritious food. They're clean, affordable, incredibly environmentally friendly crops, and packed with nutrition. So, you know, the way that we consume and farm as a global population, it's clearly not sustainable, the way we do it currently. And you're seeing the revolution that's happening in the way farming systems are happening, and we are central to that solution. So I'm very bullish and very excited about the important role that we will play now, but continue to play in the future.